Hello everyone, this is Matthew Brandt and I wanted to make a quick announcement. First off, I'm going to be changing my rating system to buy it, borrow it, or burn it. So that's the first thing. I'm also going to be changing the wine rating system, but I haven't done any wine reviews in a while. I'll be picking that back up, so that's the second announcement. And the main reason I wanted to change these is because it's not that I don't believe. I always believe in a grading system, so that's why I always did 1 through 10 instead of just like out of 5, because 5 is more of like, something's giving a star rating. So, in my opinion, through the world of consumption, you have a standard of excellence. So 1 out of 5 is for the standard of excellence, but when you do 1 through 10, that's more grading like the quality of it, of it all. And so that's why I decided to choose, buy it, borrow it, or burn it, because within that you can at least get the idea of what you should do, because writing's hard and winemaking's hard. Crafts are hard. Good craftsmanship is hard to come by, but just because a book is a good book doesn't mean that you haven't seen it many times before. I mean, gosh, after Twilight became popular, how many vampire books came out? Maybe you don't want to sit there and buy every single vampire book that comes out just because it's good. But if it's exceptional and mind-blowing, you shouldn't be able to do without it, then maybe you should pick it up. Same thing with books like, after Harry Potter came out, a bunch of magic books follow. But though I wouldn't suggest to pick up every single magic book that comes out, there are some some that are automatically classics, and I would say, go ahead and buy it. But as far as, picking what you do and don't like, the issue comes with that is like, think of Twilight. It's a guilty pleasure, but in some senses it's a necessary evil, because there's so, books got filled with so much death and, misfortune to create better quality characters that you lost the fantasy of something you'd want to happen in your real life. Same thing with Harry Potter. You might not want your parents dead, but you would love to travel into that world. And I never really quite enjoyed the first Harry Potter book, but as far as the world and the atmosphere that it creates for the characters and the people reading it, it's a good book to buy. It's a classic. Where maybe I don't like 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight, but I understand why people will buy them. And I would at least recommend borrowing them and buying them if you like that sort of thing, because those books become classics. But books are everywhere. They're limitless, and once they're bought, they're unfortunately worthless. You buy them, and unless you plan on rereading them again, or it's something that you would reread again, something that you should really just have on you, there's no reason to buy it. So that's why I recommend borrowing it. But some books are just, in my opinion, they're not worth buying, they're not worth borrowing, and they just belong in the, to make your fireplace light a little easier or make your bonfire go faster. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't really agree with burning books. I would actually recommend that you, donate them to a library, or, sell them on Amazon, or, try to, just put them in the area where there's not a lot of books, or, send them off somewhere. I don't recommend actually burning the books. However, when I see a book that, it to me is just kind of trash, is garbage, even if it is a guilty pleasure, if it's an oversaturated market for that guilty pleasure, sometimes it just needs to go. Like I said, you can sell it, do whatever you want to with it, but that's my reason for choosing burn it. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. I know I say too much, so my last announcement is I'm going to be trying to work on that even more. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.